Alison Thewliss. Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. At this time, in this moment, when 4 people have died and 40 people have been rescued in the Channel, the member in Stoke-on-Trent North has chosen to bring forward this offensive, grubby, dangerous wee bill. He should be ashamed of himself, and if he had any sense and compassion, he would have withdrawn it today. And I'll take no lessons from him on immigration. Glasgow Central is the highest immigration caseload in Scotland, and I am proud that that is so. Glasgow Central, I am proud to say, has nearly 25% of its people born outside the UK, and we benefit hugely from this. Stoke-on-Trent North is only at 7%, just for fact. The Tories would have us ignore the European Convention on Human Rights, ignore the 1951 Refugee Convention, ignore the very humanity and compassion that human beings feel when recognising the plight of others. I'm getting heckled with ridiculous things from the bench and opposite. But the Tories have form, Madam Deputy Speaker. The Tories have form in breaking international law in limited and specific ways, and they want to do so again with this bill today. And I can only assume, Madam Deputy Speaker, that the member from Stoke-on-Trent North has never met anybody who has fled war and conflict. He does not understand the desperation that drives these journeys. His bill dehumanises others, fellow human beings, and the only way he can do this is by not having the compassion to listen, or indeed the imagination to feel what it must be like to stand in their shoes. And I see that week in, week out at my surgeries. This is not what Scotland wants to see, Madam Deputy Speaker. From the Glasgow girls, including Councillor Rosa Sally, my friend, and the Glasgow grannies, Jean Donaghy and Noreen Rials, who stood up against dawn raids in Glasgow in the mid-2000s, to my constituents in Kenmure Street standing up for their neighbours and preventing their removal. We understand on these benches the plight of our fellow human beings, and we know that we should treat them with the dignity that we would expect if we happen to be in their place. He talks about the Australia model. Well, that Australia model failed. It cost, Manus Island cost over £1 billion a year to run, and it closed in 2017. That model failed and was hugely expensive. Talking tough and acting tough is no deterrent, because they all said that the hostile environment would do it. It demonstrably failed. Then the Nationality and Borders Act would deter people, yet the small boat crossings are still happening, as we have seen so tragically today. And yet we need more, harder, tougher legislation. It will also fail, I can tell them that now. Because it will fail because the people making these journeys are desperate. They are desperate to get here for safety, for family ties, because they know what has happened to them has been so horrific that they will run and keep running until they get to a place of sanctuary and safety. And the member talked about men. Men are also, they should listen to this, the men in the benches shouting, men are also vulnerable. Men who are forcibly recruited and asked to fight. Men who are forced to rape their family and their neighbours are vulnerable. They know that they do not want to do that. And men who we have an obligation to and a duty to in this country, men made vulnerable because they supported US and UK activity in Afghanistan. As the Afghan interpreters have told me, we are here because you were there. Madam Deputy Speaker, in his statements in this matter, the Prime Minister refused to confirm his commitment to the European Convention on Human Rights or the Refugee Convention. The Home Secretary, she's chuckling away there, and she ducked this as well today. These are the international rules and norms which protect our rights and ensure the safety of human rights. They have been hard-won, Madam Deputy Speaker. Their existence should be a source of pride to us all, not an inconvenience to be gotten around by the Tories to suit the headlines of the Daily Mail. The SNP stand firmly against this diminution of treating the most of rights, this diminishing of humanity, this treating of the most vulnerable human beings as if they were some kind of mere cargo to be shipped off. An independent Scotland will take our place in the world, live up to our international responsibilities, ensure that those who do us the honour of coming to Scotland are welcomed, supported and made safe and allowed to rebuild their lives. No one is illegal. This bill just might be. Please object to it.